Tadi nici pare che lei che un canal super story.
You are watching the review of Liberian newspapers headlines that made news during the week on the Bottom Line Liberia. Please join us every Tuesday and Friday at 7 p.m. Liberian time, 8 p.m. UK time, 9 Central European time.
Well, we'd like to say welcome to the Bottom Line Liberia. This is a program that discusses issues in Liberia, and we, the panelists, giving our own opinions on the issues as they unfold. Tonight, we're going to have some serious discussions. As you know, there have been happening a lot of things in the country. The attempted coup, so to speak, and not a military coup, though, but attempted coup in the House of Parliament to unseat, intended to unseat, or meant to actually unseat the Speaker of the House of Representatives of Liberia, the third most powerful man in the Liberian government at the moment, according to our constitution. We'll be looking at it and giving some assessment on the issue as we look at it. I have with me Francis Mensah from Sweden, and we're going to be joined by Paul the Lord Chuluple in a few seconds. And together we'll be bringing you issues that make headlines in Liberia today, right after this.
Through trials and tribulations, you have prevailed. The spirit is unbreakable, never derailed. With a rich heritage and culture and grace, Liberia, you are the land we embrace.
You are welcome to the Bottom Line Liberia.
Okay, let me say officially you are welcome to the Bottom Line Liberia. Francis Mensah, how you doing, brother?
I'm doing good, man. Aline, for thank God it's Friday. Looking forward to a relaxing weekend. And then lay back and listen to the unfolding events in Liberia. So how does your end?
Well, my end is good. Weather-wise, it's been very gloomy. We haven't seen the sun for the past week. The week that will be ending tomorrow, we haven't seen the sun, but it's good. It's not really really cold. It's wet, kind of wet, and so. But things are going on normally as we expect it to be. But today is Friday, and yesterday was Thursday, the 17th of October. And there were news about some events taking place in Liberia, especially in the House of Representatives, where alleged money was circulating or being exchanged for vote to remove the Speaker of the House of Representatives, Councillor Fonati Kofa, who in fact is on or was on a trip at the time with the president of Liberia in Italy. And that coup, as people will call it coup, it was foiled, it failed, people call it failed coup. And it reminds me of 1985. I know you vividly recall the Kunopa and Do scenario where there was a coup. The coup makers felt that they have taken the country. And in fact, we heard an announcement on the radio at the time that Do was in hiding, no escape for him. And only to find out that Do came back. And the aftermath, we all remember, some of which even led to the outbreak of the civil war that we had in Liberia. But as these things unfold in our society, especially uh, in the House of Parliament, did it come as a surprise to you that members of the representatives or lawmakers who want to unseat one of their colleagues, who in fact is the third most powerful man in the country in terms of the democratic system that we have? Was it a surprise to you, Francis?
Certainly was. Look for the composition of the House of Representatives. The opposition is in majority, and the speaker comes from the opposition bloc. So it seems very, 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 very unreal, that the opposition bloc will support the ousting of the speaker from his position. So I say it's a surprise to me because the ruling party does not have the numbers, and from what we see, from the look of things, how the opposition fought very hard during the elections, the speakership elections, to maintain, I mean, not to maintain, but to have the speaker voted in the office. So it came to me as a surprise.
Well, yeah, a lot of people say they were surprised. But on the other hand, most people, including me, would not consider it to be a surprise for a few reasons. One, this is not the first time uh, they have they have wanted to remove a lawmaker. We've seen two lawmakers come and go, or not two lawmakers just as lawmakers, but speakers of the House, the same position that Councillor Kofa occupies. It was Alex Tyler, and then it was my own friend and
There is
brother,
no.
Edwin Snow. So this is not the first time. So the guys know exactly what they do, how they do, what they do to remove their speakers. On their books, I think there are rules, and they master that rules, and they know how it works. And remember that most of these people have been in the house for maybe one term or two terms, and then they know this is not anything new to them, and they know the system, what can stimulate them. And of course, the major stimulant in that entire process is money. Once you got envelopes going around, whether they were whether the speaker comes from the opposition bloc and there are a number of people, or there are number outnumbers the ruling party or not, once money goes around, they will go for it. And so for me, so to speak, it was not a surprise that they would do it. And the second reason why I would think that it was not a surprise is that for Councillor Kofa to even come to that post, it wasn't easy. There was somebody who was being backed by the ruling party, and it was a tough fight. And like you said, Riley, the only thing that helped Councillor Kofa to occupy that space was the number that the opposition had. But that members of the same opposition will even connive with the ruling party to remove or to try to remove somebody who comes from their block. I think that's a part that is surprising. But the mere fact that they wanted to remove him was not surprising, because this is something that they always do. They have done it twice, and this was supposed to be the third time. And somebody was saying somewhere, I listened to somebody, and the person was just predicting or preempting what may happen. That this may not be the end for Councillor Kofa, that these guys have made a first attempt. They will still try to push harder to see if they can succeed in removing him. But the question that will come to most people's mind in this case is um, there was money allegedly dished out to people, and we saw videos, and some of the videos we saw, we did see money. Okay, somebody was talking, somebody was in their car and talking and saying that he did receive this money. The question is, and even until now, a lot of people are coming back to rescind or to remove their names to say, okay, my name was on a list, but I'm removing it and withdrawing my support for the removal of the councillor. And besides that, some people are also saying that they were only there as spies. You know, there were plenty of agents in the group so that they will get all the facts to bring it out. And most people are also skeptical to believe that. Do you think most of the people who are now claiming that they were spies were really spies, or they were just trying their luck to the coup succeed and they were going to stay there?
Look, Arlene, I mean, just piggyback on uh, when you mentioned the incident involving Edwin Snow and um, what his name, Eric Staller.
Let's
Let
start.
me just start with. Let me just start with Edwin Snow. Edwin Snow, well, he was a member of the Unity Party at the time. They were in I think they were in the majority in the House or some, but certain decisions that he made at the time was not cool with the president, so to speak. He went rebel, against the president, Ellen Johnson Sirleaf, and you know that that will have a serious repercussion.
Uh-huh.
And that how that was the introduction of the cash violence in Liberia at the time, where money already played an important role in removing him, Speaker Snow from his position. Similar thing happened to Eric Starr as well. He fell out with the president. So, but this speaker is he and the president on the honeymoon. I mean, he traveled with the president. They meet, and then he basically support most of the uh, what you call it bill or legislation that in favor of the ruling party. Mind you, it's just six. It just made it a year. So I don't. I mean, uh, if I don't want to see it happen anytime soon. Probably when he falls off with the president, and uh, the issue of money being dished out to people. I mean, look, Liberia has to gravitate from the whole act of dishing out money to people, especially the House of Representatives. Those guys make a lot of money, and additional 15, 20, 30,000 just to remove an individual from a position, does not. I mean, it doesn't make any sense to people whose population is below the poverty line. People are in abject poverty. I mean, prices. I mean, our prices are skyrocketing. The social services are barely
Almost
existing.
non-existent.
Yeah, so why would you want to squander, you know, such an amount of money on just the removal of an individual from a position?
But
So,
that's a
yeah.
good question. Why would one want to do that? But the accompanying um results is why one would want to do that. Imagine that, like you rightly said, the speaker comes from the opposition bloc. And if the executive that rules the government is doing something and feeling that the speaker is kind of stumbling block in their way or stalling their process, they can do anything because they know it's better to spend a huge amount of money and get a speaker out. When the speaker is out, then they can now use whatever means they have to do what they want to do. So then they'll have an easy ride. So the benefit will be immense, even though the money is huge, but the benefit will be immense. But the other question people are asking is, where did this money come from? What is it? Because the money in question, some 1.2 to 1.4 million United States dollars, that was supposed to go to all of the lawmakers, by sharing 25,000 US dollars, and the initial amount of 15,000 was given upfront to do the job. So the question is, like you rightly said, in a country where people live below the poverty line, not even with the poverty line, but below, and then you dishing out that kind of money, 1.2 to 1.4 million dollars. That's a huge money. So the question is, where did that money come from? Well, Paul is just joining us. Paul, we want to say welcome. If you're hearing us, we want to say welcome to the Bottom Line Liberia, of course.
Yeah, yeah, Paul. Yeah. If that money did come from our national coffers, from revenues that were paid or whatever, look, this is a serious breach of the law, the constitution, where people go into national coffers to carry a covert operation in the country. This is not even a covert; it was an overt operation where basically everybody saw the removal. So this is tantamount to some, impeachment of so whoever were involved of some legal process against that person. Because look, the country is in dire need of money that to do a lot of things. The roads are bad, infrastructures are so they are depleting. I mean, they need to be renovated. I mean, look, the list goes on. Schools, public schools need to be equipped. Teachers' salaries need to be, teachers, nurses. I mean, these people, the salary need, police, the salary needs to be, need to be, what do you call it, increase. They take no. I mean, look, in taking that money just to go to remove an individual from a position. So where would that money come from? Who took that money to use it? I mean, that's another point, subject that we will follow up, and we see. Get to the bottom of it to see who can actually, where the money actually came from. If it came from somebody else's pocket, we want to know how did that person get that money? You know.
Okay, thank you, Francis Paul. I see that headline, democracy on sale. Is it the case in Liberia in this case?
Good evening, gentlemen, and good evening to our viewer.
Welcome.
Democrats have always been on sale in Liberia, and this is just the iceberg that you guys are looking at. This thing started back from Eden time, so it's no coincidence at all. These guys have been selling democracy. In fact, if it's on a low scale, I would say that people in Liberia, before they go to election, they sell their vote for $20 for back arrest. So Democrats have always been on sale. So the lawmakers here, because they get it for $20, $15 or back arrest, when they get into parliament, this is exactly what they do.
So were you surprised when you heard that there was this attempt that people have conglomerated just from it being in the air though, but yesterday they came together to actually execute the act? Were you surprised at all?
Well, it was surprising to everybody because we knew that from day one. If you remember this story with, I think after he won his seat, there's another guy called Kuhn who ran against him. They started plotting from day one to get him out. So this story been around the cycle about the amazing thing about this story, how come the president and the speaker are going to see the Pope? And then behind him, boom, it happened. So the plot, it was a good plot that they planned for him. You see, it was stage manageable. If some people have not come out to say this is what has happened, will not know the story.
But Paul, listen, let me tell you something. One of the points that were, in the petition that called for his removal is that he is closely working with the president. So that cannot be a justification for his removal. So
Look, my brother, they think it take you back to the Roman Empire. If you remember the story with Caesar and all those people, this is the plot. The main person that want him out is the person he with in Rome.
I want to disagree with you, Paul.
My man, I'm telling you, this is Unity Party. It happened on them twice. It's the thing, Unity Party. There's no stranger to this thing. It happened with Snow. It happened with Tyler. It's the same Unity Party here. It's just you remove Ellie and Paul Barker. That is it. That Unity Party we're dealing with here. It's their mastermind of this game. It's Unity Party.
I want to agree partly with Paul. In fact, not partly. I want to agree with Paul because, like I said earlier on, the people know the process, how to do this thing. They have their own laws on the Pope, and which the formality, which is bring this long accusation against the speaker. You're not going to set up a court anyway. He's not coming to bring witnesses. Okay, it's just a process of having the number that can, sign and then pass that resolution and remove him. So it's like one man against all. In the interior or in Liberia, not in the interior, but you see the gravel ends. They come in numbers, right? So if there is one little grasshopper, all of them will go all a grasshopper. They can't fight them. So that's a scenario. So what they did was they designed that they went into their law and saw the points. And then brought everything and designed and put it together and said, "Oh, listen, this is how we trap the man. We read all these things, convince the public, and then we go and get the numbers. Once we get the number, you will not have any defense. It's not a court. They're not going to ask him, are you guilty of this crime or these or allegations? No. They just read something about him, get the number, and pass it. But the part I agree wholly and solely with Paul is that the Unity Party had done it twice, so they know it's a game that they know. And the stimulant, like I said, the meeting that can stimulate the whole thing is cash. That should be the cash. Now, if I was in the house as a opposition lawmaker, and the speaker comes from my camp, and then you bring him money, free money, quick money. Now, that was on camera. Most of the guys were playing. Like, you gave me the money, I will probably not sign. But they did it cleverly that when they give you the money, you sign. So if I sign, I'm taking that money, hoping that this will happen. But if it backfires, I can also find a way, which most of them are doing that, and say, "Oh, I'll get try my luck, or I'll get." It's a hard thing to know, because most of the people are now saying, "No, my signature was not there. In fact, they forced it there." Okay, and some people are saying, "No, we went there as spies. We don't want to broke all the news." So how it's a sticker issue. How do you verify that?
So, Greenford, look at the dates. They are different dates. This thing is a plan that been going on for months. Yeah, if you look, they didn't happen yesterday. It just been going on quietly.
But the reason it happened, I'm not continuing, but the reason it happened yesterday was that there is news that because Councillor Kofa has been pushing for audit of the house, and somebody says that audit is already ongoing, and the auditors have concluded, they are almost concluding their work, and Councillor Kofa was supposed to be announcing it on the 26th. Around the 26th or the next session they will be having. So the guy said, "Oh, listen, this thing we've been planning here for long, but this man seems not to be stopping. So before he comes, let's strike. It's like, when you're fighting war, you both of you setting ambush, right? You're ambushing the other people, ambushing, but you all know that you're there. They know you're there, and you know they're there. But then you say, well, listen, I think we got to strike before the men strike because it will waste time. In the military, there's something that military delays are dangerous. The more when you continue to delay, when your opponent strike you, you don't know how the guy is coming. So it's good for you to be the first to strike. Is that anything you can start defending? So that's what they did because they were saying, no, listen, if we wait, we've been doing this thing, putting it together for a long time. But if we wait, and they may brings out this audit report. When the public know it already, it will be late for us to do anything. Even when we start to move against him, they will say because he audited us, that's why we're moving him. So let's do it before time. I think that one of the strategies they use. But the major question here, Paul, I don't know whether you want to touch on it as well. The people that receive the money, whether they will receive their signatures or those that are still standing their ground that the name should be removed. If this thing fails, should they return the money or what will happen?
Well, that's a good question, and I think friends have been charming on this one because what happened is they according to the story they gave $15,000. It's total 25,000 each, so they gave 15,000 up front. Now, if the plan succeed, then they get the bonus 10,000, right, to complete the deal. So what's interesting about this story, not only one party, Fanatic Kofa also come from CDC, and a key player from CDC that also want him out. You see the plot? Key players that want him out. And those key players that want him out, think about it. They all gear up for 2029. This is the game.
But the question is, why would his own people want him out when 2029 is not even here? Why would they want him out?
But it
Because
could
this
be. No, go ahead. Go ahead.
So look at this game. From the time Fanatic Kofa became speaker, see the people he been bringing around him. The Demopaka Des Moines, the Terra Ure, the names that he bringing around him, building him up. And everybody seen it in a clear picture that this guy is positioning himself for 2029. And people within his party also remember the it's a fight on the ground that George Weah retained. Now, if he from that party and position himself, then what become of Weah? You see, there's a big elephant in the room here that could not pick it up. Weah want to come back. But don't think Kofa could be Weah spoiler. So let's get him out. Use the other people in there and get him out. That's my own analysis from us looking at it from outside. Because he been positioning himself. Everybody know he won a big seat. And the former president too from that party won that seat again.
Look, Paul, I don't think his ambition to contest for the presidency has any influence whether he's a speaker or not. Funati is a household name in the country. He one of those who, not uplifted the CDC, but he's joining the part. The CDC brought in few people as well, and also even if he's not a speaker, he's just an ordinary man. I mean, he may still pose a threat, to we as presidential bid 2029. But the thing here is that we're talking about the money. If the money will be given back, I don't know how the money will be given back because I mean, to me, in my mind, that I build a free money. People got money, they go away.
The criminal money, no witness, nothing.
No witness. So the people go with that 15. Those who took it, they go with it, yeah.
So
and nothing can out of it.
So Francis, this particular money, it didn't come from one person pocket though.
La cadeau. I mean, whoever pack a key for you, get that money in a cadeau. Hey, go home.
So,
It's free.
No,
so
but when I ask a question about
yeah.
whether the money should be returned, not to return it to whoever it came from, but let it return to government's coffers. Because like we used to say that government boom. You remember that word around the football field when you belong to NSI, you government boom. So since that money, that criminal money, and you can't return it, it becomes problem money. So should government seize it or what? That's the question.
So, for some of the lawmakers are saying they have how they call it credibility. They didn't take the money. It's not true. They lie on them. Some say they received the money. So it's back and forth now. Here they say so. The truth is somebody show a video say this is the $15,000 I got, and I got a resolution in my hand. This is the $15,000 I got. All along because I said no, I didn't take it. So is there any money? This is the question.
I mean,
Yeah, I think
let
the
me
video.
let me just send out a caution.
Mm.
Liberia, our politicians, you guys, they are not honest. You guys will do anything to destroy people. I'm not saying the money is not true, but again, the people be having the money. Some people can use their own money to use it as a means to destroy those other people whoever they think that purportedly supporting the removal of the speaker. So it's a very delicate situation in Liberia. So I mean, trust me, but tomorrow or the other tomorrow, your year people come out and say we didn't get no money.
They already started seeing the president. Some of them seeing it, and I name on the list.
But they will say they did not give no money. I mean, whose money? Whose
Francis,
money the person is showing?
Yeah, Francis, I don't think the contention or the thing Liberians should be looking for is whoever gave the money. The money is out there, but the people that received it, and the list is there, because unless somebody can say I didn't receive it, but the list is there, so they go by that list. John Brown, you number one. Whether you come from the ruling party or the opposition party, you number one. You receive the money, bring your own. And you from the opposition, you receive your money, bring your own. That's the thing. Forget about who gave it, because it will be difficult to find it. In my people's tribe, they get something like parable. They say when the new trust in the time, when people live on it, hanging people live on it, ain't got uno again. And so they say, oh no, that's not for me. So the way nobody want to say I don't want to get the money, but the thing is the people who receive the money, because at least we got proof, or the public got proof that there was money, and there's a list to that effect. So nobody can deny it. Once your name on that list, whether you receive it or not, you'll be made to report that money and let it go back to government.
No, that's not. It will end up being a spoiler story. Trust me. And the people say that someone else said, I mean, they did not read
They not receive
the letter, and they were just doing it. They thought it was something else. The whole thing, the whole saga will end up like a spoiler story.
My man, that was like military government. You go in that military government. I don't want to be radical. In that military government, what's your name on that list?
Linford and Francis, in a normal country, this is where the police become very active.
All the law enforcement office bureaus, they should be active.
Yeah. This is where they become very active, because this is a criminal offense. The police should be knocking on every one of them door that on that list. Bring them in for questioning, to be honest, because it's criminal activity.
This is against the state.
Against the state. So police should go after every one of them. So then we will know who what the root of that money, where it came from, the genesis of that money, who gave it. Then we'll find out. But if the police
and I'm talking about the military government, because military government now waste time, people would have been in jail by now.
Yeah, I agree, Paul. But look, there's Liberia. the representative have bequeathed unto themselves that power that they cannot be arrested, they cannot, which is a lie. So once that it is bribery,
Mhm.
it's felonious, it's a felony to receive money. I mean, to pursue an act against a certain government official. And, if they did it without money, fine. But once money was involved, that bribery is a crime.
Yeah.
So the police, that way, exactly what you say, in a serious country where the police, I'm sure the police know, they know that this is a crime. They should go after these people. And I
Okay,
mean, what you call it, the constitutional or the honorable jacket they wear will not protect them.
there is another another conspiracy theory that the president or the executive may know about this money because the rumors that people are getting already or circulating is that some of this money came from the Liberian Water and Sewer Corporation and some came from the Ministry of Transport. Okay, if indeed these rumors are true, that means this executive may have some insight because these are government appointed areas. The leaders in those areas are government appointed areas. And so if somebody will say the president is in a no or the president is not in a no, so it raises serious security question that one morning we could get up and we hear that there is another man in mansion, God forbid. Because that means the president is not on top of things. He doesn't even know what's going on. If you appoint people and the appointees are sponsoring the kind of event, what do you think about yourself? One morning you could wake up and they say, well, Mr. President, you no more there, we are there now. So I think this should raise serious alarm. And if the government has never taken anything serious or seriously, let this be the one for me. I would think that the government should actually step into this and try to find out. Because but the only way again the government will not do anything is if the government is complacent in it. If the government is an accomplice, they will not do anything because it's like you send me to steal when you're grabbing, then you who send me, you want to start beating me, I'll expose you. So I don't know what you guys think. Because that's a concept people got now. Some people are saying the executive actually knows about this.
I mean, I want to
So,
disagree. Go ahead, Paul. Go
so
ahead.
last night I listened to a guy called Melvin Cole. Is that Melvin Cole?
From one
He one
country.
of yeah, and he said that he's actually mentioned water and sewer and the transport ministry that he talked about, and even he mentioned the vice president.
Mhm.
Uh, that the money came, that the sources of the money. So this is what I'm saying. The police should be involved by now because well, this guy is like what happened to Gloria Mususka incident that how they call it, this boy was on spoon saying giving detailed description of how the incident took place. And
Yes.
he know similar thing that this guy, the lawmaker, is saying. So if the police get involved, then the public will know. So everything we're talking is just popular opinion until the police actually get into this because bribery is a crime. It's stealing. I mean, wherever we put it, that the owner will know. So it will just be here they say.
Look, I mean, look, this Marvin Cole guy cannot be trusted. I personally think that's my view. I don't think he can be trusted. Uh, that's just a wild accusation that he just living out there and saying that the water and sewer and the transport ministry, probably that one was done under the CDC regime. That these I mean they use money from these government entities to sponsor some of the heinous activities that went on uh, during the administration. Mavinko has his own track record. He cannot be trusted. Uh, it's. I think that's a mere propaganda. But again, the police has to, actually go after him, call him in for investigation, as as to where he got that uh,
Mhm.
that claim from. Allegedly, it's allegation that these institutions were that where the money came from. So you are right, Paul. And it's a crime, and bribery is and corruption is felony under the law.
Okay,
Hmm.
Francis, you are right. You you are entitled to your opinion. If you disagree with Paul, you are right. But I also want to follow the theory, this conspiracy theory that either the transport ministry or what else what did provide some of the money or part of the money. But because why do I want to believe it? I want to believe it because since these allegations came out, remember the people at the Mo Ali at the transport ministry is not a deaf and dumb. He speaks well. He can defend himself.
What to see what? But last night they make him out with this thing. How do you know no reporter is coming on the way? According to
How do I know? How do I know? Because I've not heard anything.
yeah,
No,
but
I think
you also
the government came out with a statement last night.
Yeah, but
yes.
do my everybody Daniel Sano because that thing was flat on the belly. That even I will
So why
I
you? I
will
mean,
say
so
that.
what you? So we wouldn't if you don't mind Daniel Sanders, we wouldn't mind. But he need Marvin Cole as well.
So,
Well,
but man,
but
Lincoln,
but
you
do we
said it
agree?
right.
Okay,
Here.
wait.
Both of you said it right here.
I think Francis is taking the argument to another level. But do you agree that money was involved? Did you see money?
It's alleged that money was involved.
Did you see that
Uh,
video where the guy
as
was in the
did he show his face? Anything?
Yes, yes, yes. This guy, what they call him,
money?
Luther
What
something.
money?
Luther Collins, yeah. He had this money in his hands, saying this is the amount that he got. So the video is
Mhm.
all over the place. And he had the list, he had the resolution that he ran because they were
Yeah.
chasing him in the Capitol building, they were chasing him. So that's the he should show that this is the
No.
money he got. He was the
And,
last person to sign.
Francis, you're talking about what Daniel Sano said yesterday. That was just a government position. But the
Yeah, but
individuals that were
listen, look.
accused,
My point here is that look, a threat to our democracy. That's my point. I mean, for me, it's not about which party sponsor it or not. But what my position is, my concern is that the threat to our democracy, wherein people will try to manipulate the system and get people out of positions based uh, not on committed crimes. I mean, God, what the things they were saying that somebody the points they lay out that he was still representing some of these functionaries, some of these companies, while serving as speaker. I mean, the man's a he's a lawyer, he's an astute and lawyer. So I mean, he still has his it's a conflict of interest though, but I think his company is still his law firm is not closed down. So I don't know how to expect him to close a law firm down. But I mean, these things happen all around the world. What you can do, you can recruit. I mean, you can recuse yourself from your company, from your business uh, activities, and focus on the government work, the work that you do. So yeah, we'll wait to
but
see what Senator
in that
Representative
same law,
Whitney.
in that same law that they are quoting, there is a part that says if the three of us here, if you have to move one of us from the bottom line, okay, let's just boil it down to us. That if one of us will have to move from here because we did something, because you accuse me of doing it, you want to move me, you cannot leave me absent and do it behind me. I must be present to know that you are removing me. That all the
Yeah.
people have, and the two of you have agreed to remove me. But you're gonna let when I go in there and say, my man, don't remove the man behind me. So that they broke their own law. They would have
Yeah.
waited. Yeah, they would have waited for the councillor to be by so they can do it because according to them, they had it normal anyway. But the question is, if indeed they are accusing this man of doing all of these things and they have proof, why would they give money to people to come to sign for money to just to be able to remove the man? Why they get do it, plain and plain? Yeah.
But
Yes, already
that is the question, Limpo. If the man not doing his work, you don't want him. Well, that's their own house. That's their own house rule that he's not to tax. So lobby your other colleagues and remove him, but why take money?
Where?
And that is
Why
the
pay them
question. Why take money? So
money?
So that's the
No,
that's
but
my concern. That's my concern. That's what. But this major thing is that this bribery act of bribery, this
yeah.
open bribery, open corruption. A flagrant disregard for the law of Liberia. Other countries, I mean, they impeach people. I don't know what happened in Kenya. The deputy president was impeached. I don't know if the money play a role, but I live in the West. I know that if somebody has to be impeached, I mean, you got Boris waiting from your country.
Boris Johnson.
Harry
Boris
Johnson, yeah.
Johnson. I mean, he was impeached with all the time.
And Francis, let me check.
Okay.
As Boris Johnson being prime minister, when the COVID-19 happened, right?
Mm.
While they told people to stay at home, Boris or having party, do
Party
you
at
know
home.
the police have to go to 10 Downing Street to investigate and call Boris to the station for questioning? Can that ever happen in Liberia? Nobody above the law. You see the situation we face with? This is where you make the law and then you get a law enforcer who is the police. They don't take side with no one. This is where they implement the power you gave them.
Okay, let me be a little bit hypothetical. Let's take it down to the CDC side. The CDC is a major opposition in the house right now. They are black guys, more members, more than any other party, more than the independent and other opposition combined. Now, why is it that okay? That question we've already answered it. Why I say that they want to remove their own men? We already answered it because maybe they think the guy is getting more powerful. But the question is, what's going to happen? I know none of us are sedition, so but let's just brainstorm. What's going to happen in their house?
Their house is divided. That's why you see playing out here. The house is divided because
Okay.
the key fighters in their mix that now fighting against each. Thomas Father, his name is on that list, and he one of the giant within there. So the house is divided.
Mm-hmm. So it takes me back to the CPP days that make confusion, create confusion among them, and then when they break apart, then they will not be strong. So the CPP, they had this confusion. When they broke apart, they were not strong anymore. So it's the same strategy because remember that the breaking apart of the CPP came from the same United Party. Okay, they are stand-up bearer, who is president today. He the one orchestrated these things and pay people and say, well, according to what people said, people who were in the camp, number one, Henry
I
Costa said
thought the CDC that broke the what you call it, the CPP down. I saw that boy got broke it down. I thought the CPP.
the CPP
I
did
thought
not
the
go in there.
CDC.
No, the CPP did not go in there.
It was internal within the CPP because of so what you saying for here.
What trick like that was the same money that we can conclude here that it was the same like external infiltration to the by the ruling party, the CDC that caused
I don't want to. I supported the CPP. I don't want to believe that the CDC actually had any direct or indirect involvement in that thing. The thing was, the same way people are afraid of in the CPP, how we try to imagine that people are afraid of Fonadi Kofa within the CDC, that if they allow him to continue until the end of his term, come 2029, he will be more powerful. And if we will come in, he might kind of be a strong opposition or kind of stumbling block to we are. So that was the same thing within the CPP. People in the CPP, including Boakai and Bernard Yure, were just he was there memo because he didn't have anybody. So Boakai felt that Cummings was so powerful, and if this Cummings remain doing what he was doing, he Boakai may not have stood any chance. So he lay by and told Bernard there to go and create shenanigans against Cummings.
No, they were using, it was alerts that the motorbikes were bought. They were seeing corruption, seeing alerts corruption, bribery for military were buying motorbikes for party leaders across Lima and other counties. So that's the same corruption bribery we're talking about.
No, they were coming into elections. No, that can be bribery.
Friends said they never linked that way. What happened? They came up with this framework that will stop any of them. That was a framework document they were going after, because if that document, if the Supreme Court have not ruled out that document today, we may not have Burka as president, because based on their own document that before parties came together, in the end they disappeared. So lawyers came together and said, "Look, bound these people together." And that bonding clause, that's the one they were afraid of. So they decided to bring a whole lot of story behind it that led to court. So what I said earlier, Linford, I said this whole incident is about 2029. From my statement, it is gearing up for 2029. They see Fonati Kofa within that camp as getting more powerful. Then you see Thomas Fala on the other side, who also that was said the CDC house is divided. You remember there's an article came out last week from this guy called Solomon George, said President Weah may not even contest the 2029 election. So that CDC house, the infighting going, who want to position themselves for this? So let's break this person win before he take that glory. Because what happened for that thing on it that says they get 5 years to go. His budget, the money that coming in, will position him better.
Yeah, but I will now even say somebody will wonder, but I will wonder how will it benefit Unity Party to try to fight. It said, you see, there was a point, there was a reason why I brought in the CPP thing, right? It said that Unity Party feel that, okay, Fonati Kofa, so he getting too powerful and he people doing their natural say with him. Let us connive to see if we can move him. But if they succeed in removing Fonati Kofa, break his wing, become weaker before 2029, how does that benefit CDC and also benefit the Unity Party? Because
Unity Party defense, Unity Party will not mention here. There's another party that Jeremiah Kuhn come from, because they say it came from Jeremiah Kuhn. Let's see, Jeremiah Kuhn not from Unity Party. He's just a VP. So think on it. So if you look at it from a bigger perspective, Unity Party is outside the whole thing. They may have friends, but it's between the key players who want that seat.
But the sources of the money that we're hearing now, like Transport Ministry, Mo Ali is from the Unity Party, the rescue train. The other guy,
until that will be proven. But say the names surrounding the whole thing, let's look at the key players. So the money can come from transfer, can come from anywhere, but the names that were mentioned, the Fala, the Jeremiah Kuhn, and the Falantico, it may enter into the upper house too, because they get people in the upper house that are interested in it. So you don't know the game is being played.
Look, I got a different view on it, especially when it comes to Fonati Kofa. Fonati Kofa is not an original CDC guy. No, he's not a CDC. He came at Bromskin, Liberty Party. He flirted with Eddie for a while. He didn't come popular with Unity Party. And he went to Georgia, and Georgia became president. So the seditions, they themselves, uh, they're not afraid because Fanati has not contributed anything to CDC. I'll be honest with you. CDC actually made him. CDC made him representative. He went to Grand Coup. President we have followed him there, lifted his hand, and then how he won. So I don't
So,
think he's a big. He's a
so gentlemen,
big. He's a big. He's a big threat to the CDC. Or when it comes to the primary and other things like that, of course they have seditions. Out
Francis,
there.
no,
Samuel
but
Square, other
from
things,
what you said, Francis, from what you just said,
Francis,
yeah, Paul, go
you
ahead.
see this thing here in Liberia. This thing play out good. Fanatic Kofa, before he went to the horse, he had some serious cash. Remember, he was all of these case and thing
My
again.
man, if that thing
He
will play
get
up,
money.
it's about one election. Joey about one election.
Listen now, listen the point I'm making.
Listen, bro.
You see, within the CDC, Fanatic could buy people within the camp. He become a big spoiler. That's what I don't say. You see, he's a big fish within there because when it comes to this, he's capable of doing it. Remember how he got the seat? There was money that passed through him for him to become speaker. I just gave you an number, so
It
it
was
can be.
about
It
two
can
or
happen.
nothing or party mandate too.
I agree.
My man, the hungry man see money, then you talk about party money. I mean, I'm talking about 125,000. I mean, I'm talking about 25,000 US dollars. The biggest money I ever in that, bro. The biggest money I ever received was 7,000 US dollars. I will tell you something. 2 nights, I didn't sleep. I counted that money more than 20 times. Imagine, Paul, I will count the money. I know that 7,000 I got, right? I will count it, then 7 times it will be there around 5,000. I say, but wait, now what happened? I get then I count it again. Then it go about 8,000. Then I count it. Then so money. We talk about poor man see money. I got the money. I said, 2 nights I sleep. Yeah, let me just share it from where they will continue. I took that money at the time. So I said, maybe somebody will know that I get the money to come to me. So I took the money. I was putting the I didn't say that whole house around here the way that pull it up. They are not small down chairs, they ran out eat the money I took it. Then behind the hall they get a breadfruit tree here. Then the leaf can contemplate it. So I went I pack the leaf, the over and sweep the leaf and burn it. But then they accept the leaf, they burn it. So I want to pull on the leaf. I say when anybody can even they grab me, they will not find the money. Then I check. I said no, maybe the woman don't left fire and I leave to that. So we talk about poor man see money in that fund. So yes, the point is right. Money can make things happen.
Yeah,
Well,
no. Well, I just wanted to come in because when it comes to money, because Funati, Funati, Funati Kopa is not the. I mean, he might have some cash, but the CDC has people with serious money now. Except they want to blow the money. Bodyguards, those guys, gang whip the comforts of that country, and they are all very large. They have so much. So it will be a contest of money going around, within it. But anyway, guys, let us stick to the point. I mean, because my point here now, from all that is happening here, this is a crime.
It is.
The police, Gregory Coleman, the IG, the NSA, these guys need to act now. Investigate these people because bribery to remove an elected government official is a crime.
Yeah. So, Francis, this is good. It's good you brought that point up because one of the things on the arrest agenda was the rule of law. This is where the rule of law needs to be applied now. So I'll ask the president to really step on this. This is a major stuff that the rule of law should apply on these people. You make the law and will implement the law on you. When you break the law, this is the time. Yeah.
Okay, yeah, Paul, you talk about rule of law, something that actually does not exist in Liberia, in my view, in any case, except maybe for people way down there where I'll be hungry, I passing the woman selling banana, I get one, just to eat, to be able to live for the next 5 minutes, then they grab me and beat me on that, or they grab me and go put me in jail. Then somebody will steal the whole country money. They say, oh, yeah, man, in fact, they may steal the country money, pay all them goes. Who also say, yeah, man, look at the guy house. Yeah, man. Start praising the guy. So rule of law, I think, is limited to only people who cannot fight the law or who cannot fight for themselves. But let's lay the law side one side. Let's look at the security implication in this thing. Me, I keep saying it. If I were the president, this would make me to check that, people giving money to people to be able to remove their own hair. Can you imagine? So who knows? There are some people, some Liberians around the world with serious money. They come and say, "Look, gentlemen, here's some money. We don't want the president again. You're going to do something." I mean, this thing got serious. Maybe I'm saying that people are not looking at it, but this thing got serious security implication. What if the guys are just succeeded in doing this thing simply because they dish out money to each other and they did it? That could be a precedent. In fact, it could have been happening, or it will continue to happen in the house. Now today they can move for Nadukova, make Thomas Falasan is a deputy, making speaker. Somebody with silver money will kind of say, okay, the last time how much you received to move Kofa, 25,000, my man, you're carrying 50,000 to strip piece. It will be easier for Thomas to go. Then you bring another man, the other man can say I can get 100,000 each. You see, so it will be the norm. And if they are not doing this thing, because during every snow time, he said it was 5,000 they use. Okay? And I know they got early starter how much they use. Now they bar, they are raising the bar. Can you imagine? To what? To 25,000? So it's becoming a norm. And then somebody could take it to the executive. Somebody can say, "Look, we don't want the president, man. I can give you so amount of money, the military, or something. Anything can happen, my brother. Anything can happen." So the thing, besides the bribery, which is a crime, there is a serious security implications for me. That's how I see it. I'm afraid.
Right. So you're afraid, but then there's another article that came out about these guys that signed the signature to this thing to remove Atlantic Kofa. Look at this one here, and I want your take.
Yeah, but this one part is not in our purview. It's not in the purview of the Liberian government, no. So we are just, here that's why they say threats of sanctions. So people are just hoping that
yeah. So if you read the story, the lawmaker themselves are saying they didn't go to the house for this, and because they don't want their name to be involved and to be sanctioned. That the same people that sign.
Yeah, but how you assign things? I think they just trying to vindicate themselves. But what I see here is that there is there is a reason to sanction them, because if we go back on the history of people who have been sanctioned, Prince Johnson, for example, he was sanctioned. One of the reasons he was sanctioned is for pay for play. Okay, and this is the same thing we see: pay for play. So this warrants sanction. It builds all the cases for somebody to be sanctioned. The fact that there is a proof, that there is a list. No, if it were only the money, if it were only the money, some people say, "Oh no, maybe that man went and took his own money and you are displaying it." Or if it were only the list, somebody would say, "Oh yeah, people just signed out and wrote our names." But there is money and there is name. And besides that, the group, they see people whose name appear on our list. Yesterday, they had a resolution to read. So that alone indict them that actually they meant to do it. So you see, so this thing, it could carry sanction, pay to play or pay for play. This is why Prince Johnson was sanctioned. And the fact that, and the Liberian government could also push case against these people, that bribery is a serious crime or felony under our law. So, I think the risk sanction and the risk serious court action if the government itself is not implicated. That's why I asked a question earlier on, or I know I brought out speculation that people carry around that the executive is in the know of this thing. But if, God forbid, the executive is not in the know, then it is time for that rule of law you talk about, Paul, to be effective and effected. That's how I see it.
Yeah, hopefully we have a president who will do that because it's a difficult thing in Liberia now. I don't want to make it so difficult to persecute people who who commit crimes, violate the laws of the country.
Yeah,
It's
what
easier.
your former president said, we are all related.
Easier than ABC to me. Once you commit crime, you violate the laws of the country, you should be persecuted for that.
So they think funny, oh. Could you imagine the 25,000 the guy will go to enjoy? The 25,000 is not turning sour in some of them
Yeah, most
more.
of people not use our money or they keep it. They say, if you're using it, what you do with it, man? They think that no, that's it. They
So,
will wait.
so but
Yeah, they will know where to get this in here. No, whether you use your money from yesterday to today, now use all. You get money eating machine.
wait. Look, they for the thing funny because what happened? The other guy got him 15,000 yesterday. One of his colleagues took, I think, 5,000 from him. But man,
No, 200.
say I'm very eat. The my uno go water.
No, I'm letting him. They say that the way they got it, some kind of. I think from Ponkante, they say the guy was collecting 200, but he said that tax. So you the government have got to pay tax for you. Can you imagine? The people are stealing, then somebody they're stealing from them. Steal from steal, make God laugh. You remember that?
I mean, these guys, these guys take that place for a joke. So
Seriously.
yeah, it's unfortunate that I don't. Maybe they might have some people, amongst them who are, serious, but the bulk of them, they have made the House of Representatives to appear, the legislature, to appear like a place of joke on serious people.
Well, guys, you're listening to the Portland Liberia, or this is the program that brings you the events as they unfold in Liberia. And like we always say, we gave you our own analysis and our opinions. And this is how we see it. Okay, so we are not wrong, we are not right, but this is how we see it. So if you want to make comment, you can make your comment in the comment box, and we'll read it. And we don't insult people here. So if you come here to insult, we'll not read your comment. We'll, in fact, we might just be off the plan. But we'll be back after this very, very short break, our commercial, our own Padron commercial.
Through trials and tribulations, you have prevailed. The spirit is unbreakable, never derailed. With a rich heritage and culture and grace, Liberia, you are the land where you grace.
You are welcome to the Bottom Line Liberia.
And so if you're just joining us, we want to say officially welcome to the Bottom Line Liberia. We'll come here every Tuesday and Fridays to discuss the issues. Paul, I want to ask you this question. Do you think this one concerns the lawmakers? Do you think something serious will actually come from this thing?
Well, I mean, by removing Kofa or by the police investing or by the government doing something.
Okay, let me narrow the question down. Now, we can all see the way people have been saying, we can all say that this attempt or coup to remove Kofa for the meantime has failed. Kofa is back in the country. He will be presiding on Tuesday, according to information we're getting, if nothing happens in between now. But do you think Kofa comes, he takes over, he's presiding, money was divided among people plan, people a resolution to want to remove him, and we even thinking about the police coming in to do investigation. So do you imagine, looking at other events that have been taking place in that long time ago or in recent time, do you imagine anything happening? Anything serious coming from police investigation or action being taken by the house or other members of the house against the colleagues who were involved in this thing. Either way,
You know, I think what from my own analysis, I think Kofa is in serious trouble here.
hmm.
And from the local thing, I think he will not survive.
even
Because
even even as he's coming back
yeah,
and
he will not survive.
hmm.
Because what happened, there is already a bad blood. He know those that after him already. So look, there are about what 40 names or 39 names.
For the almost 47, they were 47, they needed 49, they got 47.
1 second, guy. Hold on, I'll be by in a minute.
Okay, so but Francis, I know Francis will be taking his exit. He got a whole lot of engagements to go through. But Francis, just before you leave, maybe you could do this as your closing. Do you see anything serious happening? What do we expect as the outcome of this thing? Or will it just be one of those things that can happen in like bro, we'll talk about a few days and then everybody go their way?
Look, I would answer this in this fashion. I would say yes, uh, things may happen. I would say no.
Hmm.
Yes, from the viewpoint that look, this is a landmark case. It's a precedent. You know, this is an aborted coup, an attempt. All those previous uh, removal procedure happened. Now is an opportunity for the government and these people and functionaries to take a stand. I believe that an investigation will be commissioned into this, and it will create a bar blood between the executive and the legislature. This is where the executive will come in to sanction an investigation into this. Uh, it might go the other way around. That's business as usual in Liberia. You know, investigations will begin and nothing will eventually come out of it. It will just die natural death. But Paul said something before he left. There will be no level of sanity within that legislature until the 6 years goes on. If Funadi is not really elected or not, and some of these people, and it seems obviously most of them will not be re-elected. You know, there will be a bad blood,
Hmm.
and there will be a lot of uh, descending actions, you know, against the speaker. So it might be a slippery slope for a lot of them, but at the end of the day, to reconcile that whole house would be a difficult thing to do. And and the speaker will along the line, he will hold his ground being closer to the executive. Whatever they say, he will hold his line to be closer to the executive. Because my understanding is that he has brought in a lot of reform, and he has created additional groups, additional subcommittees. He has empowered a lot of people too by making them committees here. How you call it? Committees here, or what do you call them? Yeah, in, within the House of Representatives. So yeah, but we look and wait and see what happened in Liberia. Know what is it? We all Liberians know what happened. I would not want to to overemphasize that the police and the government is an opportunity for them to launch an investigation and let the international community know that the arrest agenda is being pursued and being executed to the fullest. The rule of law is there.
Yeah, and I think that's what all Liberians will want to see. And the point that Paul raised about the arrest agenda, the rule of law is one of their acronyms, represents one of the acronyms. And this is, I think, again, even though you have a different view, Francis, but I think this is the time for the government to really, really, apply that. Because if you can't do it now, when? You may not have another event like this. So it's better the opportunity you have now with this event prove that yes, this was part of our agenda, and we just got a perfect opportunity right now to do it, to apply it, and let the people know. Because remember that the Unity Party they might want to go back for elections in 2029. So if they begin to fail on their own agenda, if they begin to be very lackadaisical, they're not moving sluggish and wasting time. People will say, oh no, but these people are not serious. But I mean, that is we're in a serious country now. The Paul always say we're in a good country. But given like bro what it is, the people might just come back to want to vote them into power. But Paul, I think our time is fast spent. We can use the next 5-10 minutes to wrap up. Or so far, I think the discussions have been good. We've looked at what happened and just trying to brainstorm what will happen because any of us that don't know what's going to happen in the next 24 hours. And the good thing is that the president will be back in the country, or whether he's not back yet, number one. Representative Kofa or Speaker Kofa will be back in the country. I guess he's here. And then the CDC said they were going to hold major meeting, political meeting to discuss what happened and so forth. So we can only hope that in the next 24 to 48 hours, we'll be able to hear some things. So anything that we didn't touch that Paul you want to talk about, Francis, and then we can wrap up. Well, you are muted, Paul.
There's something I wanted to talk about, but I don't know if you guys have seen this article regarding ECOWAS court throwing the case out of those the 1990 massacre in the Lutheran church. They think have been going on, but ECOWAS, because the government of Liberia refused to provide information, ECOWAS code is federal, and now they decided to throw the case out. So that case is no longer with ECOWAS code. So those people now, they've been crying, they want justice, and they're not going to have it. That's
So
something.
do you think this will affect the War and Economic Crimes Court?
No. It's got nothing to do with war and economic crime code because these people are taking the case to prosecute the Liberian government for the massacre because it was the military, the armed forces of Liberia that did the massacre. So they were suing the government. So this have nothing to do with the war and economic crime code, but the government don't want to do anything with it. ECOWAS is federal chasing them, so they throw the case out.
Okay. I have a personal opinion on that. I think I will also blame ECOWAS for throwing the case out. I think ECOWAS should not even wait for the Liberian government. No, listen, you can't go sue me, then you want me to go pay money
Provide
for
evidence
issues,
against myself.
yeah, to prosecute myself. So it should be ECOWAS playing the ECOWAS should play the role like let's say somebody commits a crime against the country like Liberia. So you can't tell that person come and sue yourself or come and pay the money before them. It should be the state prosecuting that person. So ECOWAS, and the reason I'm saying that is that when the war happened, who who brought peace? Or whose soldiers died? Liberian soldiers died and other people died because we were fighting the war. But ECOWAS came in to make peace. And who lost foreign soldiers? It was ECOWAS. Who sponsored the whole ECOMO? It was ECOWAS. Who all the things that happened, the peace and things, who did it? ECOWAS. So ECOWAS should see reason that okay, when this thing happen, we suffer. We put enough money behind it. We lost manpower or human being. So let's bring to light these people. Let's the money ECOWAS spent in Liberia to bring peace. They will not spend even 1/3 of that money to let this go or this case go on. Imagine the Tulu boy ECOWAS fly the jet the bombs. One of those bombs will cost not less than 2-3 thousand. Okay, so for a common case that you need less than a billion to prosecute, I think if they throw the case outside, well, yeah, that's that opinion. But I would feel that they did disservice to themselves and to the Liberian people, the victims of that Lutri massacre. That's my position.
Yeah. Okay, Francie, you want to say something? We'll close on this.
No, I'm done with that, man. Man, because I mean, it's an indictment against yourself. So ECOWAS they have the money, they have
Mm.
uh,
The
the
lawyers, the everything.
connection. I mean, they have intelligence. They can get all the information they want. And government will not provide any information. If I mean, if the, I mean, it would have been another thing around. We are suing the past government. This government might be able to, if it's possible. But guess you, the Liberian government is a government is a government, so you can. I mean, I don't know
Yeah.
what the details are. I've not read the story. If it's bordered on financial remuneration to them, what you call it, fund, to pay them
It's a
sovereign.
adjudication because the government is not want to provide any information. Every time Equa project and say the
Yeah,
case
yeah,
just reached there,
yeah. But
it
the
just
case is it depends what the victim want. The victim wants financial, reward or not reward or what compensation for the
Yeah,
massacre of the people.
reparation.
Yeah,
but at the bottom line of this, it will be financial thing
yeah.
behind it.
Yeah,
That's
so the government want to pay that money. So the government know they really need enough, so they won't get
yeah,
nobody that money. So that's the
that's the
reason.
bottom
But
line.
anyway,
The government, yeah, it is through the government. If the government found guilty, the end result is to compensate those people.
yeah. So I just want to say, I mean, I don't want to close on a note. It was a good show. It was interactive. We discussed a lot, and the government of Liberia is a fifth opportunity again has availed itself for you to get to the bottom of this whole saga. Bribery is a crime. It is not alleged anymore. You have people with evidence. So, yeah, do the right thing, and so you'll be applauded, to be held in high esteem that you have come to rescue the country from all the what you call it, the ills from the past and the vices. So yeah. On that note, it's all from my end, and I want to thank those who tune in to view or listen to us. I wish you all a happy weekend and stay blessed.
Wow. So I would just add up, since the president went to Italy and he was opportune to meet the Pope and he's coming home, I think he's now have the holy blessing to do the right thing for our people, and he should take action which way. So I don't know if this if we give him the chance to share this quickly to show the president. I don't know if this will be bigger. No, I wanted to show this thing. He just met the Pope and they shook hands, and he's now coming to Liberia. So yeah, I just want for our viewers to see. Let me quickly do that before we all leave. Francis, please, if you can get there with me. One sec. It's good that he's if I would get this. Oh. Mm.
I don't. I personally do not even think. Okay, let me see.
See, this is our president. He met the Pope in Rome, and he's God bless him now. He's coming back to Liberia, and he will do the right thing from the holy bath that he have received. So let's wait until he get on the ground and start taking serious action. Maybe the arrest general now, he have prayed over it, and it will take, he will implement it. So I just want to put this out there for our people to see that yes, he's in Rome, he met the Pope.
Oh, what they got shoes and cap, everything on the put table.
Oh yeah, that's
Look,
I'm not commercial or Timu. I
a
see the
commercial, it's not a commercial thing that just
no, but for me personally, I'm not a fan of anything called a pope and whatever. It's just one guy sitting there somewhere surviving on money and you calling your pope and this and that. But the pope, and I was talking to my own brother, my own little brother. He was mocking Joshua. Joshua never had the opportunity to meet a pope. Vaka is meeting a pope. So I said, and how does that change your life or the life of the people in Liberia? And international combination. The guy sitting there in Italy. Italy is one of the poorest countries in Europe, suffering.
my man, this guy,
You expect one guy to go and change something in Liberia, or because he met
my
one
man, that handshake, that holy handshake, my brother.
Let me hear. Okay, now let me stay right here. When you go sick and poor and your people having me, I'll stay on. Yeah, let me stay right here. But guys, I think it was a good program, and I will only leave with this note, with this warning to the president, or urging him, not warning per se, but urging him to take serious action, because this thing sets a very bad precedence. That a group of people just get together and put money together and say we can do this. This it may start from the hub, or it could go to the executive. I'm saying, look, we've lived in Liberia. I saw how Joe was removed. We saw several attempts that were made. We saw how Chajulu went and captured the executive mansion for one whole day. He couldn't give any reason. He said he must play a tape for it. Waiting on the tape, when he recorded on the tape that I can say, and I don't know when all the kind of thing happened. So you don't take anything for granted, especially where people trying this kind of thing. So I think the government should be very serious, launch investigation, and let some actions be taken. If you don't do that, fine. I'm not in government anyway. Not if anything happens in government, it will affect the country where my people are, or it will not affect me directly. So I just want to leave with that and say that we got to set some precedents, especially when rule of law is supposed to be high on the agenda of this government. Thank you, and Paul, you can take us home.
Okay. To our viewer and those that been with us, want to say thanks for being here. We're back here on Tuesday next week, and I hope we have a full house. If anything up, we might come before that time. So
Right.
on that note, I want to leave her with a nice Liberian, talented Liberian musician. I just love this song here. Sure. So good night, guys.
Boy.
If we're pregnant, speak up.
Sexy. Only records, Now you bad liquor on a table. You want you to don't can show yourself. Got plenty dancing, now you dancing. You get copy, I say don't can show yourself. You using Chani, Mr. Chani, I say to never bad, don't can show yourself. You say you young boy, your sling on a papa bob. I say don't control yourself. You don't get money, you want eat shawarma, eat some pizza, don't control yourself.